In this tutorial in Cyberlink PowerDirector, we'd like to conclude the second in our two-part series, showing you how to take two video clips, place them on the screen as though they were pages in a book, and then flip the pages from left to right. In our previous tutorial, we showed you how to place the videos as you see on the screen. And when we play them, we see that we have one video playing on what seems to be the left side and a different one on the right side. How could we flip the pages? Let me show you. One of the ways that I'm going to try to do this will involve using keyframes. Now, if you're unfamiliar with keyframes, we encourage you to check out our lesson on the ABCs of keyframes. So we're going to highlight the left picture by clicking, in my case, on track 9, which is the surfer picture. I can press the F2 key or double click to get into my pip designer. I have to decide, first of all, where I want the flip to occur. And so I'm going to move in my timeline, and I'll be, let's say, about 2 seconds in, and I'll move my time indicator there. Now at this point, what I want to do is set some keyframes. I'll set one for position and scale, and drag down the slider on the right and set one for freeform as well. And then I'm going to move forward, approximately 10 frames. And now we're going to set some other keyframes. I can simply set them by moving some of the elements here. So what I'm going to do is take my little corner blue blocks, which is kind of my skew control, and notice when I hover the mouse on it, it turns to a large arrow with a very small four-headed arrow to the lower right. And so I'm going to take this corner of the page, as it were, and drag it so it's on top of the other icon. I'll do the same thing on the lower left and drag it. And when they're perfectly aligned, you will see that we have what looks like to be a straight line right down the middle. And I actually move this down a bit. I don't want it. So there is my keyframes. Now I'm going to move over about 10 more seconds. We have to do this quickly because it won't be perfect, and we don't want the viewer's eyes to be too confused. So we're going to try to move both of those in a different way. And you notice it's a bit of a challenge. I'm going to go back to the left, which is not intuitive, but I'll show you why in a minute. Then we're going to minimize this so we can go back to the left on the other one. Now all I need to do is take my photograph, move it to the seam of the book, we're going to click on our hand and move everything down. Click on our markers so we can control these again. And then we're going to drag back to the right on both sides. We'll have to readjust the left side repeatedly to get this right. And drag out again. And that looks acceptable there. It's going to cover the black area fine. And so we have 3 keyframes. Watch what happens when we play this. We'll move our playhead to the left, then we'll click our play button. And as it gets to the first one, then it flips over. Now what it does is it doesn't actually reverse the screen, otherwise this would be inverted. But actually what we're doing, we're making it look like it flips, but actually it keeps that same video on both sides of the page. So the surfer's coming down, we flip, and he's still coming down. But that's how you get that image. I'm going to click on the OK button at the bottom. You notice we do have a problem though, and that is that when he flips, the page behind it is blank. So how do we fix that? All we need to do is move in just before the flip. Let's take another video. Let me take this beach. We'll drag it down to a higher numbered track anytime before the flip occurs. And then when we play, it will act like the background when we flip the page over on the left side. Now we see the other image. Now the one problem we have that we're going to have to deal with is we also have to take this footage, this video on track number 7 now, it's my highest track, go into the pip designer, and we're going to have to resize this and reorient it like we did in the first lesson so that it only fills half the page. I'll pause the video while we adjust the 4 corners of this clip. So I've adjusted the 4 corners to match the size of the page. I'll click on OK. And now if we play the videos from beginning, we should see the surfing clip flip to the right, and then the other clip behind it be almost full page but on the left panel. And so there we go. So that's a very easy way to emulate a page flip when you have multiple videos playing on the screen at the same time as though they were pages in a book.